We saw some serious statements today in the Champions League. Some serious statements by some serious teams in this Champions League. Teams that are serious contenders to win this season's Champions League. Arsenal and Real Madrid. Arsenal 3-1 against Inter. Real Madrid 6-1 against Monaco. I can't remember the last time I saw Real Madrid score 6 goals. The way these two teams performed today was exceptional. They were on ass. For lack of a better term, they were on ass. That's the only way I could describe the way these two teams played today. Let's start with Arsenal. Arsenal away at San Siro. Inter, difficult ground to go to. Difficult, it's also difficult to go to Italian teams and outperform them. But also in that first 10, 15 minutes, were on Inter Milan. They didn't even let them breathe. Did not let them breathe. They were pressing them, getting the ball back with ease, getting into the box with ease. Saka was on something. In that first 10, 15, 20 minutes, Saka was on fire early in the first half. They were pressuring them, and the difference a box presence makes is so key. I know there's been criticism about Victor Gyökeres all season long, about his movement, about his touch, about his hold up, about his physicality, whatever. What you saw from Gabriel Jesus today was exactly what an Arsenal number 9 has to do. The exact way an Arsenal number 9 has to play in this system with the set pieces and the movement, the overlapping of timber, the cutbacks. That's the exact way an Arsenal number 9 has to play. And those goals that Gabriel Jesus scored today they literally showed that better than like I can tell you. If you watch the goals back, the first goal was just brilliance, right? Brilliant movement, brilliant touch to get off that. I think Timber. I think he shot it. I don't know if he passed it. Looked like a shot to me. But Timber hits it and it falls to Gabriel Jesus. He just flicks it into the goal. The second goal I think is even more impressive. This is his positioning in that 6-yard box. The goal. Well, first of all, Inter obviously equalized. It's a great goal from Petar Sucic, who I really wish I could have seen more from him this season. When I watch Inter, it's a lot still of Barella, Çalhanoğlu, Mkhitaryan. I want to see more of Sucic kind of in that midfield. I think he offers a lot more than someone like Mkhitaryan can offer at this stage of his career. But Sucic, it was again a lot of counterattacks for Inter Milan this game, right? Lautaro breaking through, finding a pass to Thuram, poor finishing. This particular goal, Barella, with the rebound, and then it falls to Sukic at the edge of the box. And I have questions about Zubimendi. Zubimendi in these big games, from a defensive standpoint, I have questions about him. Twice against Liverpool, I was questioning him. Against Manchester United, I was questioning him. Against Arsenal, I was questioning him. So I have questions about him defensively, in these big games, these high-pressure games. I think it's too easy for him to let Sucic take that shot. You got to be strong in the tackle. You have to press that shot a little bit harder. I wasn't impressed by that. But great strike from Sukic. Kind of uses Zubimendi as a shield, kind of where to aim the shot. And it's just a perfect shot not necessarily into the corner, but it's perfectly placed to where David Raya can't get to it. So 1-1. But then the goal that Arsenal scored to take the lead again is a great ball to the back post. Great header back from Trossard and great positioning from Gabriel Jesus. We've seen Arsenal strikers score that type of goal already this season. I think it was Gabriel knocked it back for Gyökeres early this season. Arsenal fans will remember that exact goal I'm talking about. That's the kind of goal that Arsenal will score on a regular basis. It's just a matter of, can the striker be in that position to take the chance? And he was in the position to take the chance. That's an amazing goal for Arsenal. And then you bring on your other striker, Gyökeres, and he produces as well, right? Maybe fortuitous the way he doesn't get to Saka, but Inter Milan players react slowly. Victor Gyökeres is there. Beautiful finish into the corner. Jan Sommer, could he have done better? I don't know, but Jan Sommer's not going to be here much longer for this Inter Milan team anyways. But the overall, takeaway from this game is Arsenal are a serious Champions League contending team. 7 games, 7 wins, and they haven't really looked threatened in any of these games. They haven't really looked like they were going to lose any of these games. I think that's the scariest thing for all the other teams in this Champions League. The fact that Arsenal have solutions for every type of defense. Every type of team that they come up against in the Champions League, they have a solution for that team. And that is something that should be genuinely worrying for a lot of these teams, because it doesn't look like Arsenal are slowing down anytime soon, right? Because talk about their league form, talk about performances in the league. When it comes to the Champions League, they are exceptional. They've been the standout team in this Champions League so far, and it's going to be scary for whoever sees them in the knockout stages. Because even if you want to park the bus, even if you want to come out against them, they have ways to pick off every single team in world football. They've done it to the likes of Bayern. They've also done it to Inter. If they go up against a team like Barcelona, Madrid, I would also favor this Arsenal team to beat those teams as well. So this team is a very, very strong team. The only team that I think can really stop them, or has stopped them in the past, is that PSG team, who actually lost today. So they're not looking as threatening as they did last season. But that's Arsenal, Inter Milan. Arsenal look incredible. But the stand-up performance from today has to be Real Madrid. What a performance from these Madrid players, right? All the talk about Xabi Alonso this, Xabi Alonso that. Arbeloa comes in, they lose to Albacete. People are now wondering, okay, is this even, does this even make sense? This team, when they're serious, when they're on form, this is one of the scariest teams in world football. When Kylian Mbappe is on form, Kylian Mbappe in that first half is incredible. I think that's 11 goals now in 6 games. Outstanding productivity from him. The right-hand side with Mastantuono and Valverde in that first half was impeccable. Impeccable. The way they combined, the way Mastantuono is the first goal that Mbappe scores. That cute little pass from Mastantuono into Valverde cuts it back for Mbappe. Beautiful finish. And then the counter-attack today. The counter-attacks today were exceptional. Honestly, from both teams. Both teams counter-attacked very, very well. The only difference was Madrid took their chances. Monaco squandered countless chances, right? Aklius, for example, was the main protagonist for Monaco, but he squandered too many opportunities, too many chances for that Monaco team. The second goal, much more of the same, right? Vini to Mbappe, and they just kept running that same counter-attack gimmick against Monaco every single opportunity. And Monaco have been struggling, right? 7 losses and 13 games before this game. They haven't really looked as strong as we expected them to be. They started strongly in the Ligue 1 in the beginning of the season. They've fallen away since October. They've been struggling. They've been poor. Real Madrid took full advantage of that. The way Vinicius, Bellingham, Mbappe, Mastantuono combined in that first 60 or so minutes was incredible, right? Bellingham obviously gets his goal. Vinicius Jr., beautiful roofed finish, gets his goal as well. Valverde assists to Bellingham. He gets his goal, rounds the keeper. He gets his goal. An own goal in there. An error from, I think, Ceballos to give Monaco their goal. But I look at this Real Madrid team, right? This Real Madrid team is also all about how serious are they? How serious are this team? How much do they want the Champions League? And we know Real Madrid, they have a love or fear with the Champions League. It matters more to them than anything, than La Liga, for example, right? So when it comes to the Champions League, no matter what's going on in their league form, no matter what's going on, in the dressing room, in the dugout, whatever, when it comes to the Champions League, these guys, they're up for it. There's that extra motivation, and it's shown in their performances. Kylian Mbappe, that first half, you can see it matters to him, the Champions League performances. It matters to him to be the top leading goal scorer. It matters to him to win a trophy for Real Madrid. That's the kind of performance that you need from Mbappe on a consistent basis. But you get that more consistently from him. The question is, Vinicius Jr., can you do this on a more consistent basis? Not once every 10, 15, 20 games. Not once in at least in the last year. This is one of our kind of performance from Vinicius Jr. in the last year. They need more from you. Bellingham, more of this, right? So they need more consistency from these players. If they can get it, this team is very, very deadly. But I will say, Monaco had several openings in this game. Monaco, Balogun had an opening. Teze gets his goal, but he had a great strike that hits the post. Aklius, I mentioned earlier, squandered too many opportunities in this game. Definitely should have had at least a goal or an assist. That's how many opportunities. I think Monaco had like 20 shots. 20 shots against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu is crazy. But to only come away with one goal, and only a goal that comes from a terrible error from Real Madrid, is kind of unacceptable when you think about it. Monaco definitely should have produced more from the chances that they were given this game. So when I look at Madrid, that front line when it's on form, when it's actual the chemistry is flowing between those players, it's exceptional. But this game was very open. This was a basketball type of game. Against a deeper, sitting team, against a stronger defensive team, can we see Madrid also produce this kind of performance? Can we see them, for lack of a better word, lock in the way they did in this game? Regardless of that, they're so open at the back. I know they have injuries. I know Carvalho just came back, and I know you're playing Camavinga at left back. Obviously, Tchouaméni in the back line. So there's things to kind of fix in that defense, right? People to come back. Things will look a little bit better moving forward, but that was a great performance from Real Madrid. Almost flawless. The only issue was that they gave that goal away because Monaco didn't even look like they were going to score. Despite all the chances, despite all the counterattacks, despite all the fast breaks, whatever you want to call it, they still didn't look like they were comfortable in front of goal. That's the worrying thing for this Monaco team and this manager that just came in October. I think October he came in, October or November. He came in to replace Hutter. It's going to be worrying for this Monaco team moving forward. But Real Madrid, great performance and a little bit of a motivator. I know this is a Champions League video, but the fact that Barcelona lost in La Liga, the lead is now 1 point. You're now top 3 in Champions League. It's a very strong position for Madrid to be in. But the takeaways from today, Arsenal, incredible again, perfect 7 from 7. Real Madrid, exceptional performance from that front line, exceptional chemistry, exceptional quality on display, beautiful, beautiful goals from both of these teams in both of these games, exceptional football on display today, and I can't wait to see what we get tomorrow in the games as well. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Arsenal fans, Madrid fans, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon. Peace out.